So let me now open the schematic and start constructing the diode rectifier circuit. So I will go to the component placement. So you see here my components is here. We will pick components from this library. I'll take the power diode. I will have to repeat it 4 times. I will have to pick the diodes 4 times to have the full bridge rectifier circuit. So now you have the diodes. Now let me also pick, see, I want to use the track inductance too. So let me pick this inductor. I will use it for track inductance. I will also pick resistance. One more resistance for load. Then I need capacitance, because this is the rectifier capacitor filter, important component. This is the hero of the circuit, and you need a voltage source. So we will pick this voltage source. So you see that we have picked all these components entirely from the custom library that we did. Observe here at the bottom, library is from my components. So let me change the mouse cursor, and now let me organize the circuit. So we have to use this components and then appropriately connect them. Now this, let me change the orientation. I will rotate it. I will rotate it in counterclockwise manner. So let me rotate the diodes to have the proper orientation as you are seeing. So step by step we can do that. And let me move this diode to come in line with this. So let me move this diode to have some semblance of the circuit that we normally draw. Now let me move this component along here, and probably I will move it slightly up here. You could also do block moves. For example, let's say you want to move them together, you can mark them like this and you can move them together. So this is also possible. So I am placing 2 non-idealities, inductor non-idealities here, and this resistance is also non-ideality. They are track inductance and track resistances, so that you get a much closer picture to reality. So let me move. So we are positioning all these components in this fashion. So this is, so let me have it in this fashion. So these are the components placed. Now we draw the wires. So I will go and pick this place wire. Pick the tool and start connecting. Left click, then left click, right click. Yeah, you don't need to do the right click, just click on that and then you have the wire connection made. Click on the nodes. Click on this. So it is as simple as that. Just click on the nodes and the connection is made. Left clicks. and let me connect this to the center point here. So you have a node gets automatically generated, and I will click it. So this way the source is joined there, and so I made the connection to the load, and the capacitor has to be included in this fashion. So great. So we have the entire circuit now. Let me change the mouse cursor. So this is the entire circuit. We need to name the components. In the meantime, let us just save it. So in between, keep saving it. Let us put a title for this circuit first. So we'll call this one as full bridge rectifier C filter circuit. So this is the circuit that we have. Let us place that there, and let us now give values to the components. So position on this, edit value. So value as a 0.01 micro Henry. So that is the value. Let us say the value for this, you can 0.1 milliohms. So these are small values because they are non-idealities, track inductances. So let us give a number for this non-ideality. Let us say 1 micro Henry. Okay. Then let us give value for the C field capacitance value, say 1000 microfarad. See the load resistance. So I will put in some 25 ohms. There. And the source here, E source. Let us give a sine source. Let us replace E source. We will give a sine source. The syntax is 0 mean, 325 volts peak, 50 hertz frequency, 0 delay, 0 phase shift. Anyway, I will allow you to look into the ngSpice manual to know the exact syntax and understanding the various parameters for various sources. So this is the sine source. So we are almost complete there. You see that the labels for each of the components are having question marks. We have not given numbering there. You can manually give the number also, but you could also make it automatically give the number, which is convenient when you are having a large circuit file. So let us see, we will do an auto annotation. So let me save this, go to tools. You can go to annotate schematic. So annotate schematic, you say annotate. What is annotate? The numbers are automatically put for each of the components, so it is a very convenient tool. All the component labels are now numbered. Now we should also give labels to the nodes. So let us do that. So I will take this label, place the global label here, take that, and I will place one by one the labels. Label B, then rotate, then let me place a label here, C, one label here. Here, one at the output, I'll do it as O. Then we need to connect them with wires. So let me connect all the labels to the respective nodes so that we have all the nodes labeled and easy for us to now see the waveforms at various nodes. So there is one more thing that you need to do. You need to give a ground node. In all simulations, SPICE simulations, you need to give ground node. Go to the component, pick that, go to my components, pick the 0 node and then place it. So we could place it somewhere here. So that is the ground node. And let us now connect that also. Now that is connected. So now you have the complete circuit here. Let us now generate the netlist. Go to Tools, Generate Netlist, Generate SPICE Netlist, and click on that. Into rectifier.car, it will place the files. Reannotate if needed, and you would have generated the netlist. So let us go to the folders. So you have here rectifier.car, double click on that, and you see the entire netlist of the total schematic. So you have the models and you see all the node names, the node labels are coming in through, and the annotated components are here. So this is the entire schematic, and we can simulate this. So before simulating, we can type it here also, between dot control statement and dot end dot end. So we can introduce this, which we can copy later and place it as a text item on the main circuit, so that you will get the entire simulation schematic here. So what do you want to place within the control and NC? So let me first introduce the analysis. Let us do a transient analysis. Again, I request you to go and look at the ngSpice manual and see what is the syntax for transient analysis. So this basically gives you the step size, and it is not necessary that it should be 50 microsecond fixed step. This is an upper limit for the step size, and this is the final time, stop time for the transient analysis, 100 milliseconds, because we are giving a 20 millisecond cycle, 50 Hertz. At least 5 cycles it will go through, and use initial conditions. So this is a transient analysis syntax, and we would like to run. So this would actually run the simulation. But before that, let us include few more statements, and let me show you that. So before the transient analysis statement, I am going to include option statement. So it gives the relative tolerance. You can fix the relative tolerance, absolute tolerance, voltage tolerance, and this is useful especially to avoid numerical convergence. So use these values because you have a wide range of swing. You have low voltages to very high voltages, and especially in power circuits, it is good to use this option statement giving the tolerances. Now let me also, after the run statement, include a default plot command. So let us plot. What do we want to plot? VAB. VAB is nothing but A to B. This is the voltage across the input source. And then we are including V0, which is the voltage across the output with respect to the ground, the circuit 0. And IV1 is the current through the mains input lines or the source. So you get the source current. So this is something that you can start off with. So this one I will copy and go into the schematic, use this table, and I can paste it here, so that every time when you do netlist generation, this portion will get incorporated. Let me move it up a bit so that it is here. Yes. Yeah. And you see the entire circuit. So let us save this. And now let us go to tools, generate netlist. So we will once again generate the netlist, spice netlist, generate, and we will put it into rectifier.cir, save. So let us go to the folder, open. So you see the rectifier.cir complete netlist is here. So you see the netlist from here to here, then you have the control statements, and what we had typed in has come in here. This circuit is now ready for simulation. We can go to a command window and simulate it in ngSpice. So let us do that. So I've opened a command window. Let me go to the directory. So I am in the directory now, and let us simulate ngSpice rectifier.cir. So it will execute, and you see that here you have your waveforms coming in here. So the blue line is the output waveform. You have the ripple. You can see that it follows the way we have discussed. The theoretical calculations that we have done, you can check it out. So you will see, let me probably expand this. You will see here a small resonance action. This is due to the track inductances. So these are the type of the waveforms that you will see even on an oscilloscope in a real circuit. So you should know why it is coming and what is the frequencies of these damped oscillations. These are all due to the non-idealities of the track inductances and the resistances that we have put in there. Now here at this point, okay, and the red waveform is the source waveform, 230 volts RMS, and this orange colored waveform or the yellow colored waveform is the current waveform. Now we could also make the viewing pleasant. Of course, depends upon each person. You could have this kind of a black background and see the waveform on the black background, but some people may also prefer light background. I'll just show you how we can do that, and then you can explore that. So let me quit this. Let me go out of this command window, exit, So let me come to the schematic here. So in the schematic, let me edit this control section. So double click on that. So I will go down after, before plot, I want to change the foreground and background color. So this is what I'm going to do. After run, set color 0. Color 0 is a key reserved word for foreground, white, and semicolon comment is set background color to white. So color 0 is background color. Color 1 is the foreground color which you are setting to black. And then afterwards the plot. So let us save that. And let me move this a bit, to make space. So this will make you have light background plots, very useful. Some people may like it. You can use it if you want to. So now we save the schematic, go to the tools, generate netlist, spice, generate netlist into rectifier.cir. That's it. Now you are ready. So let us go to the folder, have once again a look at the rectifier.cir, and then we can simulate it again. So we double click this rectifier.cir. So you see the netlist here, and you see the change that we have made. It has appeared here. We have set the background to white and foreground to black. Now let's see the effect. So let me now go back to the command window. So in the command window, let me clear the screen as the ngspice rectifier.cir. So let me execute that. Now you see that the waveforms, the plot window is having a light background. So it depends, especially when you want to print out the waveforms, it is better to have light background, because then you will be saving on the ink rather than the black background. You can use this. So I will leave it to you now to explore the currents at various points, the voltages at various points, and I think you are fairly comfortable with how to do a simulation of a circuit now.